The article for the day is Trump ripped for disrespectful national anthem antics at his Super Bowl party. Imagine being at Trump's Super Bowl party for the Super... Like, what? Woof. All right, ready? Ashley, check this out. Just playing.
Wait.
And then this is later. I love that this guy doesn't even speak English. Right. Look at him. The funniest part is he's trying to get a smirk out of Melania, and she doesn't crack at all. She's like, cracks. I am doing what I'm supposed to do. Clearly, you aren't.
Too much Botox. She can't crack.
She can't move. But yeah, so that's where we're at.
Is insane.
So here's what's interesting is I go into class today hearing on the radio that everybody's in a conniption because Beyonce and Jay-Z didn't stand for the national anthem.
Right.
And so what's the difference between Jay-Z and Beyonce sitting for the national anthem and Donald Trump waving his arms doing like a phone, a mockery band thing?
Right.
Now here's the thing. You could tell Donald Trump has gotten to where he's at, being that ignorant, pompous, obnoxious, like frat-like dude, right? So, I mean, there were parts where we were supposed to be serious in life, and I was the same kid going like, Okay, I understand you're having fun. I understand that's how you think you make strong connections.
But you're also the president of the United States, and it's just like awkward to watch. Everyone else is, reverent during the national anthem in your presence. And here you are, the president, and you're like making these gestures. It's just odd. Like,
and you can't be the
one thing, like, sorry.
No, no.
It's one thing to be sitting down. But there's another thing to be like making hand gestures and jokes while the national anthem is going on.
Sitting down and still respectful, mind you.
Exactly.
Just standing there, arms crossed, or sitting there. But what is funny is this is the same guy with his vice president who is tweeting at players and at the NFL when people are kneeling.
Yeah.
So now, at the same time, though, think about where you were during the Super Bowl when the national anthem was being sung.
Right.
We could say for fact Donald Trump, when he was at the Clemson National Championship game not too long ago, 2 weeks ago, was standing there silent with his hand because he was at the game.
Right.
When I'm sitting there cooking, like I was the one that put the festivities together, I could tell you for a fact all I was doing was pulling chicken and mixing things. I wasn't given the TV two credences to begin with, or any credence to begin with anyway.
Right.
So I understand there's something different, but to be in a situation where you are conscious of the national anthem and consciously choosing to make a mockery of it, I'm just saying, guys, double standards here. You got to hold him to the same standard he's holding the rest of the world.
Yeah, for sure.
Or the rest of the country.
I wanna play this video real quick of Wendy Williams's reaction to Jay-Z, Beyonce, and their daughter not standing for the Super Bowl.
And Beyonce and Jay-Z were getting slammed on social media for not standing up. They were with their their daughter, Ivy. And thank you, TMZ Sports, for showing us the picture. Everyone was standing, like, this is only a picture. Of course, Khaled's in it. Why wouldn't he be? But when they were performing, if you all saw the actual performance, people were standing up as the bombs burst in air. You put a hand over your heart. I don't know about you, and our country might be in a bad way, but there's no place I'd rather live than America. Some of the first songs I learned in my life, even as a little girl, America the Beautiful, Oh Say Can You See, and all that other stuff. Like my mom and dad, like trips would be to come to see the Statue of Liberty and the Empire State Building, and in Philadelphia, that Liberty Bell, and going to Washington and passing the White House and stuff like that. Like, you know what, Jay-Z and Beyonce and Jay, you might be an NFL owner, and I get that and respect, but you don't own all the NFL. You own this much. Jay-Z and Beyonce, you understand all eyes are on you, and you should have stood up. If you don't like our country, then anywho, let's move on.
What do you think, Ashley?
I mean, I think she has a point. I mean, some people made a point and said that there were other people who were sitting down, like, directly around them, and nobody made, a big fuss about that. But the fact is, you're Jay-Z, Beyonce, and their daughter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you are a celebrity, and in some circles, you're a leader, so you do need to, like, act accordingly. No, so I can definitely see where Wendy's coming from and other people who may feel the same way.
But see, what's interesting about this situation is it's not just... So let's take it like at a baseball game. Like if Jay-Z and Beyonce do it at a baseball game, it's one thing. Jay-Z, however, has been given this newly created position simply for him for African-American relations in America.
Was for in the NFL?
Yeah, in the NFL specifically. But when you're Jay-Z and they just created this position for you and you are now kind of like a beacon for these issues, you have to pretty much, show respect for them all. And you definitely need to show a united front. For the most part, players aren't kneeling anymore, but some still are. And this has become such a, highlighted conversation in America that Jay-Z is not in a position where he can pretend he doesn't know this is a conversation being had.
I think so. It says that his partnership with the NFL was to enhance the NFL's live game experiences and to amplify the league's social justice efforts.
Right.
So, I mean, that's, pretty vague, but...
Which is probably why they did it to begin with, right? Like, okay, we're sitting at this meeting with all these billionaires. All right, Jay-Z, what's your first move?
So you think that he's sitting to make a statement?
Maybe. I don't know.
These people I don't even know that it's akin to, like, kneeling, honestly. I don't know if it was actually like a protest, because the reason I say that... When he first came out with when the news first came out with the fact that he had a partnership with the NFL, everybody was calling him a sellout.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Because he was vocal
That's why I think he had to do this, though.
Right. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
He has to make the first step for them. What's the first thing you're going to do? And... Again, you are so knowledgeable of this situation and the climate that I don't think you can get in a position where you accidentally sit during the national anthem.
Right.
And so anything they do is calculated.
Yeah.
And I think that I don't find a problem with this calculation. So here's the difference. You have somebody who's calculated in the decision they're making. This is something to further, not necessarily an agenda, but a movement or something that I stand for or agree with or support. And then on the flip side of the coin is this first side of the article where there's literally, maybe there is a point to Donald Trump playing around and everything, but it seems way less calculated. It seems way more obnoxious.
We already know that he doesn't appear to be at least a calculated person.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, come on, you could just look at his tweets and tell, like, nothing is really, like, his thought speeches, out, enough, like, especially for the office that he holds, but... It is what it is.
It's a great point. Ashley.